Yes, honorable speaker, participant, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning from SEA Regional Center for Technical Education Development. Welcome to SEA Vocational-Technical Webinar on the theme School-Based Management Practice Supporting vocational instructions. To begin, may I all to join us with Simo song and Simo color. Sorry, we have technical problem. We cannot see the video.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
It's time to open our eyes to a bright and promising
Mr. Song.
We'll rise to the call of the times and create a stronger tomorrow. Let's start to make a difference, teaching everyone to learn through science, health, and technology. We will share our expertise by promoting knowledge and policies. We can build a better world. Let us take a step for our visions of hope, bringing future quest for the people to grow in a life filled with happiness and clean building the future is our legacy. We'll achieve our goals through partnership, creating opportunities. By working hand in hand, we can accomplish all our dreams. For a better quality of life is now within our reach. Let us take a step for our visions of hope, making the future is our legacy. Let us take a step for our visions of hope, making future plans for the people to grow in a life filled with happiness and glee. Hear us Savior, into the future is our legacy. Into the future is our legacy.
Thank you very much, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. To begin our webinar, may I have your permission to inform the objective of today's webinars. This is the fourth SEA Vocational webinar on school-based management practice supporting the vocational instruction, which will be shared by our speaker from 4 countries in different 4 topics. So this webinar will serve to allow all our members, vocational technical high school network member, to share their best practice from their school to the other school member. Also, it's a good opportunity for the other participants who are the vocational teacher and student to build their capacity to learn and apply the good practice or lesson learned to their school. And also it's a good opportunity to enhance our good collaboration among the SEA Vocational-Technical High School Network member. As you know well that we have SEA Vocational-Technical Network member from 10 countries. And now we have 72 members registering in this network after the governing board meeting of SEMOTED endorsed this network in 2020. So I hope that this webinar, the participant will gain some new knowledge and you can listen to the experience, lesson learned, sharing from our speaker in different topics from Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and also the Philippines. Without further delay, may I inform you some agenda as the following. So go back to the slide. Yes. We will have the opening remark will be delivered by Mr. Oyubin, Chief Officer, Industry-Based Training, Industry Project Empowerment Fund, Institute of Technical Education Singapore. And we will have the presentation shared by our speaker from Malaysia on the topic using GitHub as a teaching tool programming course that will be shared by Madam Shari Fano, admin bit Alvis, the lecturer, and her colleague Faraz Rina from the student from Sipang Vocational College, Malaysia. And the second topic will be presented by our friend from Indonesia, Mr. Usman. He will share on the vocational skill enhancement for formal, non-formal, and informal learning or education. And the third topic will be shared by our friend from Cambodia, Mr. Brayon, on the topic community resource mobilization for school sustainability. He is the teacher, vocational teacher from the Wat General Technical High School, Cambodia. And the last topic is will be shared by Madame Solis Kani Simant. She got a PhD and she's as the vocational school administrator to the Tanaon School of Fishery, the Philippines. She will share on the implementation of aquaculture curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, taking this opportunity to open our webinar today, may I invite Mr. Oyubin to deliver his remarks, I would like to briefly read biographies as the following. Sorry. Sorry, a moment, please. But biography có được. Okay. Mr. O is the former Deputy CEO of the Institute of Technical Education from 2004 to 2019. The industry wing or ITE manage the industry-based training and continuing education and training function or ITEs. As the Deputy CEO industry, his main responsibility is in formulating policy, facilitating and promoting continuing education for the learner, company and industry association to provide more training opportunity for the learner in Singapore. Mr. O has also served as the divisional director, continuing education and training from 1996 to 2000. And also as the divisional director industry-based training from 2001 to 2004. He was also a member of Skill Redevelopment Program Steering Committee and the Chinese Development Assistant Council Skill Training Committee from 2000 to 2004. He is the Singapore representative to SEA Vocational Governing Board Brunei Darussalam from 2009 to 2019. And currently, Mr. O is also the governing board of the SEA Cambodia since 2018. Mr. O served as the chair of the SEA governing board meeting for 2 times. In recognition his contribution to technical and vocational education and training, he was awarded the Public Administration Medals in 2004. He graduated with a Bachelor of Sewing first class from the University of Newcastle, Australia in 1980 under Colombo Plan Scholarship. He obtained his Master of Science in Civil Engineering from the University of Wisconsin, Madison, USA in 1989 under the NTU Scholarship. He's a registered surveyor of the Land Surveyor Board Singapore and was a council member of the Land Surveyor Board from 1990. And he also holds a professional membership in Institution of Surveyor, Australia, Singapore Institute of Surveyor and Valuer, and the American Society of Photogrammetry and Remote Sensing. Mr. Orr, the floor is yours. You are invited to deliver opening remarks. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Mr. Orr. Please turn on your mic.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Please.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Right. A very good morning to everyone. Dr. I, Director, Semiotech. I still remember it was only October 2020 at the second Semiotech Governing Board meeting that we were discussing about the setting up of a SEA Vocational-Technical High School network. So within this short 7 months, we are really into the 4th series of this webinar. So my heartiest congratulations to Semiotech for organizing this event. And I'm sure this event will become very useful in the future as we are now able to share a lot of content with each other at the Semiotech platform. Now for this opening remark, I'd like to briefly reflect on events that happened in the COVID, and talk a little bit about things that may happen after the post-COVID period. You know, as we all know, technology is advancing at a very fast pace. So at the pre-COVID period, I still remember there were a lot of seminars, conferences talking about Industry Revolution 4.0, right? In particular, I also attended a conference organized by SEA at Brunei Darussalam. So Industry 4.0, in short, is something that is actually moving very fast, and we are all trying to understand and grapple with it, right? In fact, it's very exciting to learn and talk about things like the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, blockchain, data analytics, cloud computing, robotic process automation. So there are so many new things that we have to learn, and at the same time incorporate all these things into the curriculum of a technical schools and colleges, right? This will be all things that we'll be doing in the very near future. In Singapore, definitely the polytechnics, ITE, we are all slowly including topics into the curriculum. Now, then came the COVID period. Obviously, we all cannot travel, right? So what happened here is then a series of lockdowns, movement control, social distancing, and yet we are all still trying to adapt to Industry 4.0. But one important aspect is the digitalization that has accelerated or has come into the forefront during this COVID period, right? A good example will be this webinar, where we now, because of working from home, uh, reducing the number of students going to school, so things like Zoom, MS Team, all has become very prevalent, right? So we are slowly but surely getting very used to such way of doing things, right? Without COVID, definitely the adoption cannot be so fast, right? At the same time, online learning, developing apps, contract tracing, and there are many SME, especially like restaurants, which have really got to adapt very fast to the digital world of ordering things online, uh, trying to get their billing processes digitalized, right? Otherwise, they cannot survive because people cannot go to the restaurant, sit down and eat, right? So these are the things that is happening now, and a lot of the initiative will have to be government driven, right? For example, contact tracing. It has to be the government who has to do something that is for the whole population so that we can trace exactly where you have been or where this COVID things or cluster is happening, right? So again, this is another period that we are adjusting. So just a little bit as we then move on to post-COVID, what would then happen, right? My thinking is that the adoption of Industry 4.0 will further accelerate, right? In Singapore, we have actually developed a framework called the Smart Industry Readiness Index to help companies to adapt to Industry 4.0, right? Indeed, many SME out there would need the help, especially from the technical colleges and polytechnics, to help them to implement such thing, right? In this framework, we have three building blocks, which will cover Industry 4.0. So namely, they are technology, process, and organization. And under each block, there are pillars. So for example, technology, we will have to work on automation, connectivity, and intelligence. Under process, we'll talk about operation, supply chain, product life cycle. And under organization, talent readiness, structure, and management. Right. So talent readiness is an area that definitely technical schools and colleges will have to come in, because we have to build the pipeline of people who know all these new technology, new processes, so that they can help the companies to implement such Industry 4.0. Right. At the same time, at the national level, say in Singapore, really the government is forming what we call the Emerging Stronger from COVID Task Force. Right. The task force will work on opportunities that will arise after COVID. Things cannot be the same, right? It has to change. And therefore, there will be cause for many transformation in the industry and the way we do things, right? So all these are very exciting times that we have to adapt and get used to. So in conclusion, I like to say that the tech area and the vocational areas, there are many opportunities to learn and to implement new things. And as I say, we are in very exciting and challenging times. And on these notes, I'd like to thank SEA Tech for inviting me. And thank you very much and have a fruitful webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. All, for your insightful and very important sharing to our network member participants. Especially you have mentioned about the importance of IO 4.0 in transforming the world of work and learning. Also, you have shared about some lesson learned shared by the Singapore. As we know well, that Singapore is a rich country and always kind to the region, always very supportive to the regional development through the leadership. And we understand the challenge we facing now. We can benefit from the digitalization in transforming world of work and learning. Thank you very much, Mr. All, for your sharing sharing this important message to our participants. And we also very grateful that you always supported to Simotet, that you are the governing board member and you serve the chair of the Simotet governing board member, and very supportive to this network. You always support to Simotet accomplishment. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you all to join us with the photo session with Mr. O. So please turn on your camera together. And I will count for you. Okay, group 1. 1, 2, 3. Group 2. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, group 3. Group 3, you don't turn on camera, so just count 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. O. And now let me move to the next agenda. May I invite our speaker who will present in their topic today. Our technical team, please share the screen to me. Sorry. Next. Yeah, thank you. So as you know well, our webinar theme today is a school-based management practice supporting vocational instruction. You will hear some experience practice will be shared by our school network member who are the colleague or who are the senior high school in different area or topics. It's a great opportunity that we have our friend from Malaysia. They are so kind with us and share on the topic using GitHub as a teaching tool for programming course. You will benefit from this topic because they have experience, and this is very important for you to apply in your school during this pandemic. This topic will be shared by our speaker from Malaysia, from Sepang Vocational College. Next slide, please. Yeah, will be shared by Madam Sharifano Aminas BT Alvis. She's the lecturer of Sepang Vocational College. Madam Shari Fano is a technical education lecturer of Sepang Vocational College, Malaysia. She is currently teaching in Sepang Vocational College since 2009. She has been teaching programming for the database management system and web applications to students in 2014. She received her certified Steward skill trainer and has advanced diploma for skill Malaysia level 5, certificate in application system implementation and integration. She has highly professional skill in teaching and helping junior students. in understanding basic knowledge in programming. Yeah, Mr. Sharifano, she has a good profile in IT. She's the expert in IT from Sepang Vocational College, Malaysia. And she will present this topic together with her colleague, with the student, Miss Faras Uring. She's a student of Database Management System and Web Application Program of Sepang Vocational College, Malaysia. She was one of the student speaker for APAC's PTech unit program with IBM. Her favorite programming language as Dart and Python. Her hobby is developing UX program using Unreal Engine to create virtual reality that can be used in real time. Madam Ciarifano and Miss Faras Iring, you are invited to the floor and sharing your topic. Please, everyone, please welcome.
Hello? Hello? Do you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Okay, hello, Simeo, and hi, everybody. Okay, good morning to Simeo Tech Director, to Mr. Coordinator, Mr. Sarwan, and to Dr. Ang, and to Mr. Chairperson, and other honorable guest speakers and representative panels. Good morning. Okay, thank you, Mr. Coordinator, okay, for this opportunity to join this sharing event. Okay, as you all know, I'm Sharifano from Selangor, Malaysia. I'm currently teaching in Sepang Vocational College, okay, specifically in programming, teaching in programming for ICT diploma students. Okay, without any delay, today I will talk about GitHub and how we can use it for teaching coding to students online. Okay. Before we go into that, I will give you some introduction about the college where I teach. Okay. I share the screen first.
Madam, sorry, can you speak loudly, please?
Okay, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
a little bit weak, but can you make it more loudly?
Okay, now you can hear.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, I will introduce I will give some introduction about the college where I teach. Okay, Sepang Vocational College, also known as KV Sepang, is situated in Selangor State near the capital city of Putrajaya. Okay, it is an institution that offers diploma certification for technical and vocational education. This vocational college system has started since 2013. Information and Communication Technology Department is one of the 7 vocational diploma programs offered in Sepang Vocational College. 2 diploma programs that run under the ICT department are Technology of Database Management System and Web Application, where I teach, and another one is Technology of Computer System and Networking. Our program, which is called as KPD, has 80 students enrolled and 9 teachers, which referred as vocational trainers. Okay, students registered into this program at the age of 16. Students will complete their studies for 4 years in respective programs. Students of database management system and web application program learn about programming or web app development, database management, source code management, and web application development. Graduates after completed this program mostly will work in related field. Our program has also collaborated with IBM PTech and other ICT industry. Okay, last year we were all suddenly hit by the coronavirus pandemic. However, the situation is anywhere. We are all somehow miserably affected during the total lockdown last year, especially our education system. We faced a lot of problems, particularly on how to access the students wherever they were, so that they will not be left out in education. Until now, we have been trying hard to figure out to make sure the learning system won't be interrupted. So the teachers here in KVS were trying all our best to search for the suitable teaching techniques and softwares to be used in order to help our students. Even though the teachers are provided with Google Classroom account for each, but we believe that this is mostly suited for classroom management, and we are looking for one practical software that can be used to assist us specifically in teaching programming online. After some trials and experiment with a number of related softwares on the internet, we have found a few interesting applications that can help us a lot in teaching coding online. Prior to this, we also need to use SCM, source code management, in the classroom since we are learning programming here. Thus, we decided to use GitHub Classroom for these ultimate purposes. Actually, we just get to know this GitHub has a feature that can assist us teachers in teaching coding. Since then, we decided to explore this GitHub Classroom app and implement it more in our classroom. The best reason why we choose to use this GitHub Classroom because it is free. Okay, now we move on to GitHub introduction. GitHub is an open source application for source code management system that is widely used in ICT industry. At a high level, GitHub is a website and cloud-based service that helps developers store and manage their code, as well as track and control changes to their code. To understand exactly what GitHub is, you need to know two connected principles. First, version control and GitHub and Git, okay, repository. In this section, I will explain more about GitHub, how we can actually use GitHub to work with JavaScript. In order to use GitHub Classroom, we must sign up for an account first. You and your students need to sign up for GitHub Education website at classroomgithub.com. And then when you get resources, you should sign up for Developers Pack. There are a couple of programs that you can take as well as leadership skills and employability skills, because these may have many benefits to teachers and students. As a teacher, we can also register for Campus Advisor training as well, which is designed specifically for us. With GitHub Classroom, we can choose free account or enterprise. Now, let's follow my quick demo that will show you the way. In order to be able to use GitHub Classroom, we must have a GitHub account first. This clip will show you how to create one. Go to github.com and click sign up. You must choose a unique username and enter your email account. Fill in all necessary information and verify. Now you have a GitHub account. This will enable you to create repository or Git, where you can store your codes and work collaboratively with others. Now to create GitHub account. Sorry. Now to create an organization. After we have an GitHub account, we have signed up for the GitHub account, we create an organization. In this slide, I'm going to show how to get started with GitHub Classroom. After sign in, to begin with, create a GitHub organization. Organization is basically just a group of people working together. An organization is used to manage your classroom. To create the organization, go to your GitHub account, go to Setting, then click New Organization. Let me name the organization as, for example, KBS Digital. Okay, thanks. Then, after we have created an organization, we create a classroom. Once I have my organization created in the GitHub, now I'm ready to create my new classroom. Click a new classroom. I would like to suggest that you name your classroom after your course code. I created a classroom for my JavaScript programming class. You can add other administrator or co-teachers by giving them the URL of the classroom or send them an invitation. Now we can add students to our classroom. There are several ways to add them. We can add them through LMS that we use such as Google Classroom. Then we create the repository. Now that I have a classroom and students registered for the class, it's time to create the first assignment. Before we can create our assignment, we need a repository for the assignment. Now let us go back to our GitHub and create the repository and start the code for our assignment. Every new repository is initialized with a README file. Now I'm going to edit this README file so that I can give instruction on what students should do for the assignment. In this assignment, I'm going to ask students to use function to draw a rectangle on a JavaScript canvas. For that, I'm going to create two files for the students to start work on the assignment. Okay. Now creating the assignment. Now let me go back to GitHub Classroom to create the assignment. On the screen, let me give a name to the assignment. Then I will link the assignment to the repositories that I just created. This will allow students to access the starter code for the repository. Let's make the repository private so that the students cannot see each other's work. I also don't want to give the student admin permission so that they won't be able to make any changes to the repository. In this assignment, I would like the students to work on the assignment using online IDE Replit. Replit is an online IDE that will enable students to code using browsers. So this will enable students to do the assignment using their phones too. To invite the students, just send the invitation link for my assignment through my LMS or any other medium. When the students sign in for GitHub and visit the link, GitHub Classroom will prompt the students to accept the invitation. As we can see, GitHub Classroom automates repository creation and access control for each individual student who accept the assignment, making it easy to distribute starter code and collect assignments on GitHub. Okay. Now accepting the assignment. Now let me show GitHub Classroom from the student side. Copy the URL link to the browser and it will prompt the student to sign in to the GitHub account. And it is going to interact with GitHub Classroom. After accepting the assignment, a repository is created for the students, and the students can now start to work on the assignments. Okay, this is how the students' view look like. Okay, I think that's how on the demo of creating GitHub. Okay, so I think that should be the end of my presentation on GitHub. So here we are just sharing some ideas on how we cope with teaching programming out of physical classroom, especially during the lockdown. We really hope this sharing can benefit our fellow educators from other parts of the world too, especially in braving this pandemic through education. Okay, next our student representative, Ms. Farah Arina, will show you a project from what she has learned during the programming class. I will hand it over to Ms. Arina. Ms. Arina, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. How do I share my screen? Okay.
New share. Click on the new share.
Can share. You can share, please.
New share. The
You cannot
green.
share while the other participant is sharing.
Oh, okay. I stop my share first. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, so a very good day. I would like to greet to everyone present. A little bit of an introduction of myself before we start. My name is Farah Arina, preferably referred to as Arina, and I am a student of Database Management System and Web Application Program of College Vocational Sepang. And today I am here to present one of our course project that we are all required to do, that all of the students of my batch required to do using the languages that we learned before with my teacher, Madam Sharifano, and also all the other teachers as well. I have, of course, with the help
Farah,
of...
can you please speak louder?
Okay, I have, of course, with the help of GitHub Classroom to refer to for their materials and notes that are provided. Okay, now for the project that I've built over the past few months, let's go to the introduction first. Basically, it's a face recognition attendance system for students, and I mainly focus on ICT students because it is my course. And it is built fully, completely, mostly on JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. If you exclude the file, if you exclude the external server, for example, the file server, the media server, the database, and all that. And nextly, I have implemented a feature-based AI approach, also known as local face recognition, used in pointing the key features of the face like the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, edges, etc., which is different than the other approach, which is the brightness-based approach, which mainly focus on color depth. So I focus on the facial structure instead. Okay, so before we go to the demo video, here's a bit of the coding snippets. First, we have the HTML, and so as you can see at the screen, I mainly use division because most of the features are correlated to JavaScript. So like, is to make it organized, because if I were to put like JavaScript and inline CSS and all that, it would create a mess and it would be more unorganized and harder to go through, especially when doing codes and all that. Okay, here you can see there's a lot of divisions because the system itself, there's many layers to it. Okay, next. Here is the CSS. There's nothing special about the CSS. Of course, there is some keyframes for the speeder, and then we have the position, the links, body, and all the inputs, the videos, and all that. And then one thing I want to focus on is actually the if you see on the right side, the input video CSS. At the most bottom, there is an selfie. Just a little note, it actually, this little line of coding actually relates to JavaScript. So like the dot selfie connect with the JavaScript that I created. Okay, next. All right, this is the JavaScript that I have built. So if you can see in front of the screen, I mostly use Canvas for the UI. First, there are just a simple get element, and then the spinner, which is the loading. You will see later on when I show the demo video. We have the spinner, the loading bar, and then the result, which is once you click or once you allow the camera to turn on your computer side, it will allow the spinner, the loading bar to hide itself and change it to the video UI. And then here you can see the canvas, which what you see on Madam Sharifah's presentation just now. The notes that she given helped me to build this canvas. This here, for example, you can see the draw rectangle, which is shown on Madam Sharifah's presentation, and landmarks. So this is just a simple box outline, which you can see later around the face once it's detected, that allows the system to immediately detect the face. So, and then from the most bottom line code, you can see the face detection, new face detection, locate file. I basically, one of the main API that I use is face API.js and also MediaPipe. So I connected this system with my own personal MediaPipe server, and yeah, that's the file. As you can see, there's CDN, JS deliver, and then ready now. Okay, next. All right, as you can see, this is to connect the image that is shown on live. When you scan it, immediately it will connect to the model that I already add on the server, the MediaPipe server. So we have the landmark model, the recognition model, all the models that are on MediaPipe server immediately knows what to do once it scans your face. And then we have frames for face detection. If you don't see the HTML and the CSS just now, I've already set a couple of these, but just to be more in depth, especially for the JavaScript video elements, I just put a simple frame recognition so that it will be easier for camera and my computer itself to detect the faces and all that. Next, we have the labels variable. As you can see, there are names, Daniel, all that. And this name, at the MediaPipe, I also have labels of this name. So by writing the JavaScript here, it immediately connect to the labels there. So like the faces there, I immediately connects to the names. So once I scan my face, gonna send to the server gonna connect it to the face, which is the name, and then I'm gonna bring back the output. And this is just simple file names that I've established, and then the text interface, and then lastly we have the control panel, which is just the labels, the camera label, and also the frame rates. Okay, next. Okay, this is the video that I have pre-recorded for my system. Right, so firstly, this is, as you can see, this is the homepage, the main page. There is our college logo and also the button. And just to show, this is completely outside the canvas thing, but this is actually a button that I developed myself using JavaScript, following all the notes and all that, which is pretty cool, by the way, because if you follow me with your cursor, yeah, there's a bit of demo, as you can see, sort of like a liquid actually. Okay, and then, okay, when you click it, as you can see, there's the loading text right here. And it doesn't show here, but it actually there's a pop-up that will come out that either allows you or that make you either allow the camera usage or don't allow camera usage. And so I click allow, and once you click allow, the loading screen immediately disappears, not immediately, and then it changes to this frame, which is basically our main system. Firstly, as you can see on the left, this is the ICT student attendance and privilege, which is on the control panel that I showed on the JavaScript. And this is the canvas elements that I use, as shown as just now. There are the landmarks, the outline box, and this is the images that I've compiled, and each of these images have their own names. Like you can see just now, there's email and all that. So these images, so when you click the scan now button, I will show you them. So when you click the scan now button, you scan your whole face, and once you scan your whole face, it scans it so that it relates your face with the image that I shown on the right side. So once that thing is done, once they know which face are you in on the gallery here, it will immediately send to the server to pick which picture it is, which name, which label it is, and it sends to the output, and then the database, and the database is connected to the system. Okay, show you, and just a little bit of AI introduction. There's a couple, there's more landmarks that you see here, but just to make it less complicated and more user friendly, I only use 6 of them, which is both the eyes, the nose, mouth, and also the face structure. But if you see more clearly, like you see the actual face detection, there's the T-bone area, there's more to it, there's the cheekbone. It can detect almost everything. It detects your feature exactly as it is, so that it can relate to the picture shown on the right side. Okay. Wait, sorry. Okay, sorry for the mistake. All right. So now let's go see what happened. So here is the scan now button, if you don't notice. So once you click scan now button, it will load for a couple seconds, like I would say 3 to 5 seconds, because it does need to use the AI system to recognize your face before it can actually sense your output. So for example, as you can see, I click scan now just now, and then wait like, I think I wait like 3-5 seconds, and then a couple moments later, here, as you can see, there's my ID confirmation, and that's my name, my picture that are also on the right side, and my student ID. And yeah, as you can see, there's the submit button and the rescan button. Rescan is, for example, it's wrong, because you cannot depend mainly on system itself. Of course, sometimes there's wrong scanning, because after all, it's just a computer. So you can do that, but as you can see, the system managed to get my ID right. So all I have to do is click submit. See, I have to do is click submit. I don't have to rescan at all. Okay, let's see, click send. Okay, here. So after you click submit, it will redirect to this page, which is the student attendance page. So for example, as you can see on my side, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Okay, as you see on my side, okay, there's the plan. So that means the system recognizes my face, it gives you output, and once you click submit, it immediately put your name under the attempt. This is connected to database, of course, PHP, and which I learned from my other teacher, Ricardo. And you can see the other student, it is stated not attend because they have not yet registered their fees. So of course, once they scan their face, it will immediately put to the database, and the database will immediately redirect here, and all the system will detect it, and it will also change to attend. Okay. Okay, now there's the go back to home button. So if you click the go back to home button, it just redirect you to the first page that I showed you before. This one. Okay, next. Right, future plans. First, my future plans, because of course we can definitely develop this into something more amazing, other than attendance system. Because while this is just a project for our classroom, I mainly need to focus on the college needs. So that's why I do student attendance system. But there's so much things that you can extend. So firstly, for my future plans for this project, of course, firstly, I would like it to be able to automatically estimate the presence or the absence of the student in the classroom by creating a mass detection program. Actually, there's this one snippet of code on the JavaScript that shows the single face only detection, and you can definitely do it for mass detection, but that requires a little bit more work, so that definitely is in the works. And what I mean by this is that, for example, as you can see, it's only me, and in the classroom there's multiple people, there's dozens and dozens of people. So by creating this mass system, it's more easier for the teachers, for the staff, and it's more faster and more efficient too. Because for example, you can come with your friend, and you and your friend can immediately scan, and both of your face will immediately scan as attend. And yeah, next is able to recognize whether the student is sleeping or awake during a lecture, which can also be implemented for exam sessions. Okay, this is definitely out of the course project, but this is for my own personal future plans. I would like it to be able to help for during exam sessions, for example, like whether the student is present or not. For example, if the student want to go to the toilet, it will automatically detect the student's name as not present there. And I would like it to be there's a log so that you can actually track which student is not present at the moment, at that time, at the specific time. So if something were to happen, for example, cheating and all that, you can immediately know who's and track who's the ones at fault, who's and who's participating in the cheating, for example. All right, and next is able to take attendance hands-free without having to depend on buttons. All right, for this definitely is quite hard to do this with websites, because with websites you definitely more dependent on links and all that. But hands-free, you can scan your face, it immediately outputs your name, and you are counted as present at the lecture. So it's definitely easier and more time efficient, cost efficient to do it that way, but it's a bit hard since it is corresponding to, it's not a program, I would say, it's just a system. So if I were able to make a program, then I would definitely implement this feature. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Farah Irina, for your participation and very detailed explanation on your project. Okay, good job. Okay, thank you. So I think that's all from us. Okay, and thank you to Mr. Coordinator for this opportunity to share. Thank you, everybody.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Sauri Fano and Arina for your good presentation. I think it's I think technical as ICT, as you know well at our network. We have the college who are expert in ICT, like Sipang Vocational College today. They present about the GitHub as a teaching tool, for programming course. And I have noted some key outline that was shared by our speaker, Madam Shari Fano and Miss Erina. Firstly, they shared about the colleague profiles, talking about her institution offering the diploma course for technical and vocational education since 2013, if I was not wrong, and also the program introduction. Yeah, you have two programs, right? Database management system and web application, and computer system and networking.
Yes.
And I think I know that this GitHub is a very important during the pandemic, that every colleague or school facing the pandemic, we cannot communicate directly face to face. So it should be a mechanism for teaching and learning for teacher and student to share their work assignment online via this platform. I think this is a kind of platform or application that uh, we will have some question from the floor at the end. And as you know, well, she talk about the GitHub. GitHub is a open resource application for code management system. So, Madam Sri Fano and Erina, you have anything else you would like to add? Or if there are question from the floor from participant, please kindly raise your hand or type your question in the chat room. Then the speaker will respond properly. Right now is the time for your question. If you have any question, please, the speaker will be happy to share. Okay, madam, I have one question for you for this presentation. What is the minimum requirement for your GitHub application? Can you share simply point to our participants because they are from some vocational school are not expert in ICT, but just raise what is the minimum requirement for using the GitHub, what the user should have to install GitHub on there's a what step that they should follow. Just hello,
Hello. Hi.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear me?
yeah. You understand my question, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are asking what are the prerequisites or what are the things that they need to prepare to set up this GitHub. Is it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. I think it's easy. You just have to have nowadays all the laptops are at least i5 or i7. It's okay. You can all install the, um, the apps, or you can just for GitHub desktop. You just yes, you can install the apps, and or you can just work online with through this github.com website. There's no problem. There should be no problem if you have a standard spec for computer nowadays. Okay, and then usually we use this for basically we use this for programming purposes. Okay, because this is Git, which means a repository for source code, and all the coding files should be stored here. Okay, so that you can share and work together on this programming. Okay, and then I can see some questions on the chat. Okay, we know this GitHub is popular source code management system, so is it risky for us to use it? Is it safe? Okay, for education purposes, it's safe. Okay, we just share codes, we just share programmings ideas. Okay, and some system ideas. Okay, I think it's safe for that. Okay, because like I shared just now in my presentation, okay, we use this for education purposes, and then we just share some education things. Okay, so I think it's safe. Okay, because we don't share any personal things in this GitHub. And then another question is, can GitHub be used by schools with no internet connection? Okay, basically for GitHub through website, you have to work online. Okay, that means you have to have internet connection. Okay, but if you have installed the GitHub desktop, you can work offline. Okay, but anyway, you have to have on internet connection just to at least download the files. Okay, then you can work on it on the files or on the programming. Okay, offline. Okay, then you, when you have settled with all the programmings and all the um, versioning. Okay, we call it versioning. Okay, when you modify the program or coding. Okay, then to upload to share back with the other teams members, you have to have online connection also to upload the files. Okay, for to work for the coding, you can work it on desktop only. Okay, is that clear?
Thank you very much, Madam Shafi,
Mm-hmm.
Sarifano, and Irina,
Okay.
for your great sharing. And this is, I think, very important for our participant. And because of the time limit, we cannot move to the next question. And I hope kindly share your contact for the participant in that room so that they can communicate with you next time to make sure they can learn more in detail about the application, GitHub application. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Ladies and
everybody.
gentlemen, may I move to our second topic? Is the vocational skill enhancement for formal, non-formal, and informal learning. This topic will be shared by our speaker from Indonesia, and vocational high school. Okay, vocational high school 2 LPPMOI Mayalaya, Indonesia. This topic will be shared by Mr. Usman. Yeah, Mr. Usman. Mr. Usman, I would like to read his biography shortly. Mr. Usman is a vocational education teacher of vocational high school to LPPMOI Majalaya, Indonesia. He was born in Majalaya in 1977. Yeah, Mr. Usman like fishing business, and also now he's taught at the SMK2 LPPMOI Majalaya, one of the well-known school in Bandung Regency. Mr. Usman from Bandung, West Java, the head of live vehicle engineering program. Today he will share with you on the topic vocational skill enhancement, formal, non-formal, and formal learning. Mr. Usman, the floor is yours, please.
Yes. Hello. Check. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I share screen.
Yeah, please. Please, you can share screen now.
Hello everyone. Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you all. Let me introduce the progress of existing program in the school. And then I share screen. Let's follow the learning progress tutorial to the slide that I saw. Vocational skill, adjustment, formal, non-formal, informal, senior high school to LPPMRI Majalaya. Picture of collective activity symbol, welcome happy learning together, and there are some example of activities in industrial and community school.
Sorry, Mr. Usman, we cannot see your slide. Can you share screen again? Can you share screen again?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Vocational skill, adjustment, formal, non-formal, informal, senior high school to LPPMRI Majalaya. Picture of collective activities symbol welcome happy learning together, and there are some example of activities in industrial and community school. Activities in automotive, mechanic and engineering, multimedia, and graphic design. All of these to active the dream of a reliable and quality human. Background analysis. Power accredited school status A, superior human resource, infrastructure, relationship, weakness, teacher competence, and science and technology, integrates learning, student potency and competency development program, balance of learning formal, non-formal, and informal. Challenge, 21st century competence, science and technology development, graduate standard, activity and creativity. Third, public trust, competitiveness of work, development of science and technology, infrastructure, that understanding this two professional skill and judgment, formal, non-formal, and informal, is the significant law number 30, which have been determined by of central government, which have been institution to formal school in non-formal institution. And formal work in the community as well as the formal science and personal informal story have the different process according to economic, social, and cultural development that exists in the vocational school. I just vocational to answer the challenge of the 21 century and curriculum vocational school. Purpose and objective. Purpose: build the learning process in the vocational school unit. Objective: development student potential and competence in productivity in formal, non-formal, and informal sphere. Method: qualitative descriptive, where daily life is part of development of thought as knowledge to build science. The mechanism is built by observation, interview, and documentation. Education formal, institution. Education non-formal, world of work. Education informal, public. Basic application. Basic application: theory, concept, process, mechanism. Theory: constructive, deductive. Superhuman must be the potential and competency to get recognition from the community. Concept: productive. Concept productive. Process integration learning. Mechanism of formal, non-formal, and informal. The section already become the base of the education system, and industry has different process, different according to economic, social, cultural development. There are communication to answer the challenge of the 20th century and social and cultural development, that are communicates to answer the challenge of social and landscape department of the same. Result of study. Our school has 4 majors, including the machinery technique, automotive engineering, multimedia, design graphic, directed and developing industry awards competition that have not yet been developed. Vocational focused learning. Vocational focused learning. Demand opportunity to work, graduate not match with vocational effort. Formulation of the learning process. Interest in vocational skill, formal, non-formal, informal. Developing micro potential. A may be measure. C, student individual productive. D, potency. A, human resources. A learning management system. Planning, organizing, actualizing, controlling. Assessment. Assessment. Intelligent skill and sustainable life skill through the use of creative and productive. Intelligent skill and sustainable life skill through the use of creative and productive research. Creating competency that and utilize existing resources to build innovation in society to answer current and future challenge. Will professional discipline skill learned, creating reliable, qualified human resources. Senior high school to IPPMRI, how to build productive individual of quality that competition become done measure to improve quality based on work competence standard. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much, Mr. Usman, from SMK to LPPM or one Majalaya, Indonesia. Do you have any question from the floor? Please kindly type your question in the chat room. If you have no question, Mr. Usman, we have a question for you. Just want to hear from you, not a question, but just would like to know your idea. Learning from your topic, what are the key points or feature would you recommend to other schools to enhance the interaction or learning
Terima
process?
kasih banyak.
Mr. Usman, can you hear me?
Okay.
What are the key good points that from your topic you would like to share or recommend to the other school in order to enhance the interaction or learning process? Just share your experience from your school. What is the good point that can enhance the learning or teaching process in vocational school? Just hearing from you.
Basically, students will explore their interest and talent in creating paths that they like, formal, non-formal, and informal, as well as starting learning at the beginning, starting the show, the process of his interest and talent, formal, non-formal, and informal. It's led the study program of each department. They given a certificate of special expertise from formal, non-formal, and formal learning outcome other than graduation certificates. Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope the participants have the other question. If no, I would like to summarize the key outline that Mr. Usman.
Yes, Ron, I have one question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask the question now? Yes.
Please.
Yeah, Mr. Osman, I'm interested in the non-formal training, where I show your site slow something like World of Work. Is this something that is arranged by the school for the student to go on internship, or is this something that they go on their own and you recognize it as non-formal training? Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. Usman, can you respond to Mr. Oyubin's question?
Okay, thank you, Mr. That formal and informal, that understanding this professional skill, adjustment, formal, non-formal, and informal is the 6th Dicnas Law number 20, which have been determined by the central government institution to formal school in non-formal institution and informal world in the community, as well as to the formal science and personal informal story have different process according to economy, social and cultural development that exists in the vocational school, senior high school to LPFM RI Majalaya, trying to adjust vocational to answer the challenge of the 21st century and Curricular Vocational School, Senor High School 2, LPPMRI Majalaya. Thank you.
Mr. Osman, is it responding to your question?
Yeah, okay, I got a better understanding. Thank you very much, Osman.
So, Mr. Oljubin, you have any idea you would like to share with the participant in this area, non-formal education?
Yeah, okay. Right. In Singapore, ITE, our students, 100% has got to go for internship, 3 to 6 months of internship, right? And this is arranged by the college. We arrange for them to go to the company to work, and it's structured. That means to say that the company has to perform certain tasks. So it's in a way, I would say, I would call it formal because it's arranged by the school, and you have to go to get the credit, and the company has to teach our student certain tasks, right? And it's very controlled. So the world of work for the student is going out there to the company, but I would classify it as formal training. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oljubin, for your additional input and comment to the topic. And I hope that if there's any participant from the floor, especially from the Philippines, who would like to share your perspective in this non-formal education, like we hear from Singapore, there is a control system on the internship for every student for non-formal education. Miss Cynthia, you have any input for the topic for the presentation or any comment? If no, okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Usman, for your strong commitment and kind sharing this important session to our participant. And I hope our participant will be happy to enjoy this session. Let me highlight some key points from Mr. Usman presentation this morning. Actually, he shared about the school profile of vocational high school, SMK2, school demographic information, also the history or establishment of his vocational high schools in 1958 in the form of foundation. And also his interest on the four main concepts that should be considered in the analysis that Mr. Usman raised on the power, weakness, challenge, and also strength. And he detailed the key variable of this concept. And also he mentioned the aim of the object that he shared with us to enhance the learning process in vocational school unit by developing student and potential and competent in productivity in the formal, non-formal, and informal education. And he shared the result, the interesting result of studies that I would like to summarize from his topic. Is a light vehicle engineering competency, direct and developing industry world competency that have not yet been developed, vocational focused learning, demand already to work, graduate do not match with vocational competence, and finally about the demand of public and for vocational major. And lastly, he share about the formulation of the learning process and achievement. Learning process, he referred to the increasing vocational skill, formal, non-formal, and informal education can be realized through enhancing the interaction of the learning process, including major student individual productivity, content, HR, and MINT, and increasing in vocational skill, formal, non-formal, and informal education learning management system should be driving factor, which is referred to planning, organizing, actualizing, and controlling, which was shared by Mr. Usman. And also he shared with us some achievement. So thank you very much, Mr. Usman, for staying with us in this floor. And ladies and gentlemen, let me move to the third topic that will be presented by our friend from Cambodia, Mr. Prajuan. Mr. Prajuan is sharing with you all about the community resource mobilization for school sustainability of the Bavat General and Technical High School in Cambodia. He will share with you some lesson learned that could be the driving factor to the successful implementation of the sustainability of his school. Next slide. Yes. I would like to read briefly Mr. Prayon biography. He's a teacher at the Bavat General Technical High School, Cambodia. Has been trained for 2 years of pedagogy in English, my major at Regional Teacher Training Center. He graduated bachelor degree in management in Swariang University in Cambodia. Also, he studied bachelor degree in English at the Institute of Social Science and Technology. He started his previous work as an English teacher at Prasad Secondary School in 2008. And moved to work as an English teacher and public relationship personnel in Bavat General and Technical High School until now. So Mr. Prayon will share with you all on the topic community resource mobilization for school sustainability of Bavat General Technical High School, Cambodia. Mr. Prayon, now you are invited to share your session, please. Mr. Prayon. Hello. Hello. Yeah, please. Yeah. Can you make it full screen? Yeah, good. Thank you. So I would like to say we cannot hear you well, Mr. Prayon. Can you speak more loudly and closer to the microphone? Yeah. Good morning again. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me clearly?
The sound is not clear, Mr. Yon.
We cannot hear you. Maybe you can. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? You can speak directly with your laptop, I think, for better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you hear me clearly right now. Still not yet clear. I think really?
The sound, no, the sound is not so smooth, you know.
Right now, good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start the presentation. Can you try again to move closer to the laptop if possible? Maybe you are staying away from your laptop. Yeah. Or you can try to speak more loudly if your laptop cannot share your voice, your sound clearly. Yeah. Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
It's better than before, but try to make it more loud.
Okay, please continue. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to start again, and let me introduce myself and a representative of my school. Mr. Brad, I cannot hear you. Sorry. Sorry, let me share again. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Sorry, Mr. Prayon, we cannot hear you. So can you again? Let me move to the fourth topic, and then we will come back to you after you are ready for this presentation with your microphone. You can to fix it, and we are so sorry we have to move to the next presentation, and then we will come back again. Thank you. Can you stop sharing, and then you can try to test it with your college. Okay, and our fourth topic is the implementation of aquaculture curriculum. Interesting topic from Ta Naon School of Fishery, the Philippines. I hope our speaker is ready. Madam Sally, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
So I will read your biography shortly. Okay. Sorry for changing urgent change for you because our speaker has some technical problem.
It's okay, sir.
Yeah, let me introduce participant, our speaker from the Philippines, Madam Sally Kenny Ziman. She received a doctoral degree in philosophy in the major of education management from the University of Batana City and Master of Art in Education, major in administration and supervision from Tan Unan Institute, Batanas. She used to serve in various academic teaching positions such as Principal 1, Head Teacher 3 in Department of Education, Banjo, Laurel National High School, Banjo West, Ta Naun City. Also Teachers 2 and Teacher 1 in the Ta Naun City. Sully also has a rich experience in leadership, coordination, and advising in various positions for years. She used to be school science club advisor, school science coordinator, chairman in the conduct of the school-based science camp, chairman in the school program committee, co-chairman in the school-based selection and steering committee, division science coordinator, treasurer of secondary school, head of association treasurer and division organization of professional teacher incorporated education program, supervisor in science, and so many other positions. She also demonstrated and engaged herself in professional leadership and supervision. She has received various national, international, regional outstanding award and accomplishment, such as Outstanding Education Program Supervisor in 2015, recipient Scholar Instructional and Curricular Excellence in School Leadership and Management from Innotech, President Team Onitech, President Gloria Maga Pagal Arroyo Award of Outstanding Achievement. And for international and regional awards, she received Consultant Team Leader Award in International Science and Mathematics Lamshat in Indonesia, Malaysia, bronze medalist, regional trainer of K-12 curriculum, best camp leader, regional level science camp, September 2004, best camper regional level science camp, and also best presenter of research proposal regional level in 2003. Sully is also actively involved in research, and she was about to present a study in the International Research Conference. She also varies a localized policy and innovation that are being adopted and being implemented in the city school division in Tan Unan City. To name a policy guideline on the establishment of equal opportunity program to institutionalize meritocracy and excellence in human resource management. Policy guideline on award and recognition and conceptualize module in science grade 7. So Madam Sully has very strong education and academic profile, and I'm so sorry if I missed some of your biography part. So Madam Sully will share with all of you on the topic implementation of the aquaculture curriculum. Madam Sully, you are now invited to the floor and share your session.
Thank you so
please.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much once again, sir, for that very generous and kind introduction. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to greet you a pleasant morning or a good day to each
Yeah,
and every
morning.
one of you. Good morning.
Yeah. Fresh
It
morning
is
from Cambodia.
all right. Good morning. It is my great pleasure to share with you our curriculum here at Tanawan School of Fisheries, located in Ambolong, Tanawan City, Philippines. So this is our school. This is our humble institution, as you can see in the slide deck. Before that, before I proceed to my main topic for today, I would like to share with you a video presentation of our school.
We cannot hear you because your video has no sound, right? Sorry, madam, we cannot hear you.
You can hear the video. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so I'll just be proceeding to my presentation. So I just gave you the time to have a journey on the physical facilities of our school, but due to technical problem, I was able to do it. But I have here the next presentation on my slide X. You will be able to have a tour in our very humble institution here in Tanawan School of Fisheries. So as you can see in the slide, we have our speech lab, our computer center, the ICT room. Of course, we have also the laboratories for cookery, for bread and pastry production laboratories. We have also the fish pond, which is being used by our students in their aquaculture. And then we have also the state-of-the-art building, wherein this building is being used by the students for their laboratory for cookery, for bread and pastry production. This is our newly constructed buildings. And then as what you have watched to the video, we have the academic and the skills offerings in our school. For junior high school, we have the technical vocational livelihood track, which is composed of the following. The first one is the aquaculture, which I'll be sharing with you later, the bread and pastry production, the cookery, food and beverage services, and food processing. For our senior high school, we are offering the following programs. We have the aquaculture again, we have the bartending, bread and pastry production, we have cookery, we have food and beverage services and food processing. For academic track, we have accountancy, business, and management. So if you can see, we are only offering two tracks, the technical livelihood track, and the other one is the academic track, which has a strand of ABM. So what is aquaculture? So aquaculture is the rearing or farming of aquatic organisms like fishes, crustaceans, mollusks, and different aquatic plants. In Tanawan School of Fisheries, we are only raising tilapias. No? I hope that all of you are familiar with that fish. And then how do our students prepare for the aquaculture curriculum? Of course, they have to make the pond ready for the aquaculture or for the fish production. So the picture illustrates how our students are cleaning the pond, clearing and eliminating the pest and nuisance weeds, because the pond is composed of aquatic plants and they have to clear it first before they will put fishes on it. In the pond preparation, as you can see, they are cultivating the land or clearing the pond. And that is what we call pond bottom leveling and drying. You can also see that our students are repairing the dikes and gates of the pond to restore or to store the water in it. And then, of course, we have to make the pond fertile. No, we do the pond fertilization. So as you can see, there are pails which contain fertilizers, and that would be put into the pond to make that pond fertile for the fish. Then the fish stocking, after that preparation, our students will put the fish, they will release the fish into their new environment. And the new environment is the fish pond because it is an artificial habitat for them. And of course, after they release and they have the stocking of fish in the fish pond, they have to produce food for them to survive through formulating some foods like malunggay and fish meal. So malunggay is also called a horseradish in English. And we do the stock sampling. How? The students are gathering the fish as their sample. They weigh it and then they count the weighted sample and record the data. We will be able to see if the fish are growing well in the pond. Of course, we have to check and monitor the quality of water. First, the temperature. We have to see the hotness and coldness of water, making sure that the water is really adapted to the fish for their new environment. Another is salinity. We have to test the amount of salt present in water. And the last one is turbidity, the amount of light being penetrated into the entire pond so that the fish would be able to survive and to manufacture and to grow well. And of course, which is the best time, that this is the harvest season. Harvest and post-harvest handling. As you can see, our students are handling the nets, the fish nets, and they are starting capturing the fish. So these are our graduates, aquaculture juniors, high school completers with their teacher. They received the Aquaculture National Certificate because the Tanawan School of Fisheries is a national assessment center for aquaculture. Tanawan School of Fisheries is one of the assessment centers in the entire Philippines when it comes to aquaculture. So as soon as they graduated, they are holders of NC2. And since they are holder they are holders of NC2, we are expected that all of them are really competent when it comes to aquaculture farm caretaker, aquaculture farm aide, aquaculture facilities repair and maintenance worker, fish nursery worker, shrimp and fish grow out worker, and prawn farm cultivator. So they could have this employment as soon as they graduated the aquaculture in Tanawan School of Fisheries holding the NC2 competency. So TSF as an assessment center for aquaculture NC2, here are the graduates of our school who are now successful. Okay, as you can see, we have the teacher teaching our students in their classroom instruction, and then they are having their actual application of what they have learned in the classroom, because we do believe that any theories or any learnings that have learned by the students, they have to apply it practically, because any learnings that is not being applied, it is quite meaningless. So they have to transfer the learnings that they have gained from their teachers through actual demonstration and through actual application, and that is experiential learning. So the same, the teacher and the students, they are now in Leopilis Baños, and they have graduated the senior high school last year. So these are our evidences on how we're able to help our learners to be holistic as soon as they leave the portals of Tanawan School of Fisheries, because we do believe that the skills that they have developed in Tanawan School of Fisheries will help them to become productive citizens of this nation. And the skills is really important for them to be more adaptable and for them to survive, because this is in this era, it is not always the intellectual capacity of the students, but it is more on the skills and competency. So that ends my presentation, and I hope I was able to share with you some of our best practices, because I know I have a very ample time or a short time, but I hope that I was able to give justice on what you're expected from me to share with you. And before I end, I would like to share this quotation as what I am always telling to my teachers, to the teaching personnel and non-teaching personnel here in our school. I always telling them that you don't have to be beautiful, you don't have to be doctoral degree, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be sexy. The only thing that we should know and we should have for us to make a significant difference to our learners, to our colleagues, is that we know how to care. Thank you once again, and good morning to one and all.
Thank you very much, Madam Sally from the Philippines, Tanuan School. Tanawan School of Fishery, the Philippines. So as I have listened to your presentation, that is very interesting and important. And I think our participants have some question for you. Do you have any question from the floor, please? Please raise your question. Okay. Madam Solis, I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just the question is that, what is your future plan of your school in improving the quality of teaching and learning aquaculture? Do you think aquaculture would be interesting subject for learner and would benefit them to improve their family economy after they graduate in this digital area? Do you see the key good point that you would like to share and motivate to the aqua culture learner in other countries, learning from your experience?
Okay, since we are now on pandemic crisis, our students are not allowed to go to school because we are using the printed printed modular learning. So we're just doing the teaching through online or modular. So but when our president gives us the leeway to have the face-to-face, we will invest more on the development of our pond and make it bigger as it is, so that more students will be accommodated and they will be able to really spend actual learning at the pond, because this is we do believe that actual demonstration and actual handling of the fish is one of the best uh, strategies that the teachers can do for our learners to be more competent. It is not always the theories that will make them learn, but it is the actual.
Thank you, Madam. Is there any question from the floor?
Yes, I have one question. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please.
Yeah, Dr. Shirley, thank you so much. I look at the facilities you have, which is very exciting time. I'm not sure whether are your staff being exposed to, like, the industry 4.0 Internet of Things, because nowadays in fish farming there are so many sensors available. Do a fish farm from your home, and control. So I think these are very exciting technology, which both your lecturers and students will be very excited. So I'm sure you are already embarking on this new technology.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We keep on really we have the plans of improving our curriculum when it comes to aquaculture, because during the pandemic there was a realization. No, there was a realization with our learners and with our teachers that for us to really to survive, we must know the life skills. We should develop that life skills. And one of the occupations that made us to survive is being a fisherman.
Yep,
So,
thank you.
and by that, our learners were able to embrace it, the importance of being a fisherman.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Oyubin. Do you have any additional question or comment for the topic?
Yeah, maybe just one more, because it's called a school of fishery, but yet you have so many other courses. Does the name of the school affect your intake into other courses? I'm just curious.
Yes, sir. We are offering other courses because we are still under the Department of Education, offering the K-12 program, kindergarten to grade 12. But we, in Tanawa School of Fisheries, we're offering junior high school to senior high school programs, and we are catering the formal, the regular high school, and the special offers, just like TechBook, because TechBook, this is a special curriculum, and we are one of those in the Philippines which is offering that unique curriculum.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Sally, I have another question for you.
Yes, sir.
Your presentation, and I think this is a very interesting topic. And since you are you have made some accomplishment in implementation of this aquaculture curriculum. Can you raise some challenge that you are facing in implementing this curriculum to share to our friend in some other countries? Because the other country, they also implementing the aquaculture, like in
Okay. Yes, sir.
Malaysia.
Some of the challenges that we are facing in the implementation with aquaculture is the weather. the weather,
Oh,
because the Philippines is usually being struck by typhoon, and last year actually our pond was really affected due to the volcanic eruption. That's why until now we are on the process of restoring our pond because of the volcanic eruption, and I believe that all of you are aware of that. And now we have pandemic, so we are on the process of restoring our fish fund.
thank you. Do you have any support from your government to uh, encourage to enhance the teaching aquaculture to meet the demand of the community, or you can share this curriculum to the community? Do you have any idea on this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are conducting trainings and seminars for those adults who wanted to be a fisherman, and it is given free by our teachers,
Okay. So thank you very much, Madam Saleh, for your information, great sharing on this topic. So can I summarize your outline, your presentation for our participants to take note and also for reporting? Yeah, thank you, Madam Saleh, for
It's
presenting
my pleasure. Thank you so
the
much.
implementation of aquaculture curriculum. She is the uh, PhD doctoral degree holder from the uh, Tanaon School of Fishery, the Philippines, Vocational School Administrator 2 of Tanaon School of Fishery at the Philippines. So she shared firstly about her school profile. I know that your school was established in 1957, right?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
talk
sir.
about your school facility. I looked at very good facility, and that is a good center for aquaculture training. And you also share some skill that you offer to your learner, some the concept and important process of aquaculture. I note I have learned from you is start from pond preparation, right? Fish,
Yes.
feed formulation, stock sampling, water quality monitoring, harvest and post-harvest handling. Actually, if we have enough time, we will dig out more answer from you on this process, but we don't have much time. I hope that everyone can contact with Madame Sally. If Madame Sally can share your contact on the chat room, so that the other participant in the agriculture school, aquaculture school can learn from you if you are open. And
Yes,
also,
sir.
Sally share about her school achievement, aquaculture junior high school completer. What you mean completer in this point, madam?
Okay. When our students finish the 4 years, the grade 7 to grade 10, they are actually called completers. But
Okay.
if they have finished the grade 11 and 12, they are called senior high school graduates. So that is the difference.
So completer at this term you refer to diploma
Junior high school.
junior high
Finishing the
school.
junior high school, yes.
It's like in Cambodia, it's grade 12, right?
They are if they have finished the grade 7 until grade 10, they are called completers, junior high
Okay.
school completers. But once
Okay.
they have finished the grade 11 and 12, they will be called as graduates.
Okay. So I move to the next line. Is talk about key competence of aquaculture NC2 holder, TSF Assessment Center for Aquaculture NC2. Would you mind if I would like you to have some more information? What is the assessment center for aquaculture that you
Yeah.
have that accomplishment?
All right. During the assessment, our students are being assessed when it comes to their competencies by an expert from the tech voc, and then they will be the one to identify whether the student has developed the skill that is expected of him, because once our students graduated and leave the portal of our school, we have to ensure that they will be able to have a job, or they will be able to have their own business, because they are already equipped with the competencies that the schools are expected of them. But before they graduate, they have to pass the national certificate.
Okay, great. So yeah, we have very detailed information from your answer, and I hope that our participant will enjoy her sessions. Thank you again, Madam Sally, for your great sharing from the Philippines, from your school. I hope we will see you again next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from 3 topics in the different area, from ICT, from non-formal, formal, and informal education, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, and now we just have the presentation on agriculture area from Madam Sally from the Philippines. I think our speaker, Mr. Brayon, is ready for his continuing presentation on the topic. Mr. Brayon,
Hello,
can
sir.
you
Hello.
Can you present your?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. It's better. Please start your presentation.
Clearly?
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Okay. I think because of the service. Yeah. I cannot share screen, sir. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me clearly, sir?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so let me share the screen. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. And let me introduce myself. I'm Prayon, and who is the representative of my school, Bawat General and Technical High School. And first of all, I would like to pay respect to CMO Tech Director, Dr. Isam Ping, Mr. Oh Yuk Bin, and Mr. Moon Sarut, and all the speakers and all participants this morning. Yeah, so before I introduce the topic, I would like to show you about my country. So my country is the border next to Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. And my school is in Svay province, is next to the border. As you see in the map, yeah, this is my school. So my school is near the border, yeah. And the construction of this school was named Koi Kam Sieng Vocational School, was built in 1968 during Sangkom Riyom era. However, Pol Pot regime destroyed the building without any remain. After Pol Pot regime, the school was rebuilt in 1979. Since then, the school was developed and it was renamed to be General and Technical High School in 2016. This an old building after Pol Pot regime that the donor built, and another building, an old building before 2010. That's it, the old building, but right now they are destroyed. And the school is divided into 2 sections, general class and technical class. For academic year, for teacher, male 52 and female 9, so in total 61. And for the student, male 558 and female 587, so in total 1,145. And the vision of the school, Bawat General and Technical High School, is a public high school for educating, training students to acquire knowledge, skill, and good morale effectively to meet the needs of the labor market development in the new era. And relevant to the topic, community resource mobilization for school sustainability. So our school have in this topic, we have the internal strategy. The first one is flower. So flow work is very important. So we work all together by the flow work. So our work is fast and move fastly. And also we interact with community also. So when we work, school and community work hand in hand, so the work is move smoothly. And also the second strategy is accountability. So all the work must be reasonable and fair to teacher, student, and community, like you see in the picture. School meeting with the communities. And another strategy, strong cooperation. Strong cooperation is a core value of the school, like you see in the photo. Electrical teacher install the lamp, solar lamp, and air conditioner in school because we need to save some money. We do not waste money to pay for the labor. And this photo, the teacher planted a tree in the school campus, and leading by the school principal, Mr. Paul Savot, and we plant in the evening. Not only the teacher, but also the teacher's family also plant a tree in the school campus. Yeah, they willing to have. And also, we have the strong commitment to ensure teaching quality. For general class, we take most of the teaching only theory, and this is the English class. The teacher is teaching, and for the monthly test, the student need to skip one table. They are not allowed to use anything, only pen and their answer sheet, and they cannot talk or copy to each other. For technical class, electrical in year 3, they do the practice, electrical practice. So after they study the theory in the class, so they come to practice in workshop room. And for agronomy year 3, they make the project and they harvest the vegetable and they sell in front of school, like you see in the photo. And also for food processing class in year 1, they make the sour spinach. So it divide into many teams, and after they make their products, so they invite the teacher, the student come to test. This is the school principal. He come to test their products, and also they invite many students to take their product also. And this student result, I just picked up grade 12 and technical year 3. And you see the percentage always increase and increase. And teacher and students share some money to support the school. You see, before we are sharing the yard in front of the class like this. And after we share, like we can buy the break, and we make the break and to make the school beauty. And also we have the free charge for part-time class in the evening, like English class and Chinese class. This teacher is teaching English class, and this is the Chinese class. Chinese class, this is the year 3 student. They are about to teach Chinese. They are about to teach Chinese, and they volunteer to teach. And but what city, even the city, but it not the rich city, and there are many poor students that come to learn, and also there are many students that they have far away from school, so they come to stay in dormitory. So the teacher and the year 3 student, they volunteer to teach, and we have computer class also. And for planting, you see in this picture, the teacher is watering the vegetable in the evening in front of the dormitory. And the teacher, they plant many kind of vegetable, and when it's the time to harvest, they share to teacher, family teacher, student, and community. And this is the good example that the student can copy and follow also. Yeah. And also, this is the teacher plant many kind of flower in the garden. And the flower in garden, it can make the school attractive and even make the teacher and student feel fresh. Also, community come to visit and take exercise, and they feel relaxed. Okay. And also our strategy, the strategic motivation, our school sells some budget for teacher that they take the whole year, and the school can make the tour for the teacher to many provinces. You see, this is the water falling in one province. And also, we also motivate the student for technical year 3 or to study at Mongodati company last year, 2020. You see, in sub-company, energy company, and this is oil palm company. We also have external strategy. The first one is good. We make the good communication with neighbor, authority, parents, and breadwinner. This the school principal and teacher visit an injured student. She got accident and was brought to Vietnam. And student and teacher share some money to have her treatment. At this picture at the lake, teachers and authorities, his village, his commune, his city, they come to the lake to find the shore to fill in the school campus. And also the second strategy for external, we join the social event, not only the memory event, also we join the funeral event also. But we do what we can share. But there are many events. Yeah. And for partnership, we have CTAP. CTAP is non-organization, non-government organization donate many laptops and pay fee for computer teachers. And also Union School of Technology, they come to train our students every year to make a speaker. This is their products. And also Okayama Technical High School, Mr. Principal and official Prime Minister come to visit there, and we do the exchanging. The students come to visit at our school, and they are doing the presentation. And also SEA we saying to SEA also that let us to know the world. Like before, we are the frog in the hole. Right now, we can see the star, we can see the sky, we can learn, we can share, we can do it changing. And thank you, SEA also. And you know already, our school is public school, so we cannot survive ourselves. So we need to ask for help, like from the government, like Prime Minister Hun Sen. We come to visit in 2018 and we ask for help. And also the community donating, the teacher and many donors donate the books for teacher and student to read and research. And also the citizen who live in what they donate 2 wells for our school. Yeah. And many villagers give the plant for school and they brought to the school. Actually, before the school have many plant, big plant, and big tree, and now were cut down. They were cut down, and we make a plantation. And also my medical aids because of COVID-19 pandemic. So many the community, like business person and teacher, they donate their face mask, gel, alcohol, thermometer machines because they worry about the safety of the teacher and student. And for teaching and learning equipment, not only Esilida Bank PLC, but there are many private enterprises that come to have our school. And also learning supply aids, like the community come to have the poor student, and all the students, they come to have the queue like books, pen, bag, clothes, and food as well. And the community give money to buy soil to fill the school campus. Like you see, this is the agronomy garden, like big garden, and the truck is filling the shop. And also school neighbors, they have to fill the deep pond in front of the school, next to the main. And also the community have the pole lamps, solar lamp to light at night. If we do not have them, so our school unsecure. So it's very important also. And the schedule is not the simple schedule, but the heroes of Cambodia, like German 7, that the community have also. And many donors build a building in the park. You see the 3 buildings, but there are a few buildings more that right now they were destroyed because we need to build a new one. And also the Japanese people donated learning building, toilet, and dormitory. This is building learning. This is the dormitory for teachers. And also the government, Prime Minister Hun Sen, he donated the building twice. You see this building, learning building, student dormitory, and teacher dormitory, and the teacher office. And also we never forget to thank to the donors, virtual or by like Facebook page of the school, as you see in the picture. We do like a lot of thankful things like certificates, thankful certificate, poster, and other things also. And however, our school has some challenges like lack of technical knowledge, both teacher and student. However, we try to learn, we try to adapt to the world. And especially the poor internet service. Poor internet service is the main barrier, yeah, for teaching and learning. And I think other enterprise also, experience also. And another challenge is inconvenient to teach students during COVID-19 pandemic. Like we think by wise the Messenger, Telegram, like you see in the photo, also in Zoom, but not all the students that can use because some of them are poor, so they cannot buy mobile phone or computer to learn. Or some of them they do not have money to refill the balance. So this is a challenge also. And the last point, our school has the plan, the future plan. The first one, we need to strengthen our educational knowledge. It should to be better. And the second one, we determined to be the best school in the province, even in the country. And the third one, we teach students to have a real knowledge, skill, and good moral. And the fourth one, teach students to fulfill their needs and market needs. And the last one, we try to teach students to be a good children, good student, and good citizen. So when all these future plan of our school will be done, so it will make fruitful for students and the community. And then in return, the community will come to have a school again. And for the presentation of community resource mobilization for school sustainability come to the end. And thank you for watching and your pay attention. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prayon, for your detailed information about your school resource mobilization strategies to raise funds and possibility support from the stakeholder, including government, village community, student, former student, also private sector company. That is interesting topic, and it's simple but very interesting and very important and very hard for some school to make it possible, because it is about engaging the community to actively involving in the school improvement, school development. So I have a question for you, Mr. Prayon. You raised about your school challenge.
Yeah, yes.
2 or 3 points, lack of technical knowledge, poor internet service, and also inconvenience in teaching during the pandemic. So in your idea, what is the best solution to solve this problem? Because your school is strong in mobilizing resource from community. Is it possible that you can talk to your community to offer more support to solve this challenge?
Yes. For the solution of challenges, we try, and our plan, we need to add the private sector like the internet service company to ask for help to install, like to make the service more faster. For our school, it's convenient for school teaching and learning, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, that's all. So.
Okay, any question from the floor, from our participant, from the other school? You have any input, or you would like to share your own story, lesson learned from your school regarding the school resource mobilization?
Yes, Sharon, can I?
Please.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Pak Yon, yeah, thank you for sharing. It's really very good to hear that the community and your schools are working so closely together. I think this is a very important aspect moving forward, especially with the London COVID problem. Just to share, like in Singapore, we also have problem where we have students from poor family, right? So what we do is that home-based study, they stay at home and study, but those who do not have good Wi-Fi, they will come to the college and we will open up the computer room for them. Otherwise, they really cannot learn for the 1 month or 2 months away. And of course, no doubt we are funded by the government, but we also work very closely with our companies, right? For example, during the COVID, the companies are compensated by the government for say not opening the restaurant with a sum of money. And those companies who don't need the money, we will talk to them and they donate the money to ITE, right? So we do also engage the community and the companies very closely. And I must applaud that your school is doing a very good job. Very nice. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Oyobin, for your insightful comment and motivation to our speaker. And this can be possible because good leadership from the school director. I think Mr. Bosa would with the school principal who has shown commitment and initiative to move forward into this achievement. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if we cannot see for the question, may I summarize some key outline or key point from Mr. Pradyon's presentation this morning for your report? Is talk about the two strategy in mobilizing a community to ensure school sustainability. Is about internal strategy and external strategies.
Yes.
Internal strategy, he emphasized on the flow of work. Start from, yeah, I agree that the successful management system or the leadership in the school, starting from the flow of work structure, and also good connection from the school principal,
Yes.
college.
Yes.
Accountability, yeah, all the fund is well managed in accountable way, and also strong cooperation, yeah, partnership, good collaboration with a community, and also ensuring teaching quality to students in both general and technical class. Yeah, again, the trust from the community. Teaching quality is good, that the community can trust the school and can invest more or can donate more funds to support the school for the future sustainability. Yeah, I agree. And also you have involved your students to share their money, their fund to support the school when they go to job and they have work, they can return and come back to their school and pay for some support for their school as their volunteer. And also you have the free charge part-time class and some planting program, and also some motivation program for your internal strategy. And external strategy, you talk about the good communication with neighbor, with authority, with the government, with student, parent, with Also, I think religious group, and also you have social work or partnership with private NGO company to donate some equipment, important equipment facility, and also donate some important support to the school. And there are many other points that you raised to our participant in the presentation. You talk about the community donated in various forms, like us donating book from teacher and students, citizen donate well, also villager give clothing supply. Finally, you raise about the challenge that we hear from you. You also have school future plan. So that is interesting topic as our honorable keynote speaker, Mr. Oyobin also appreciate, and I think our participant, you have different story. I think every school has different story, different strength regarding this, and you can share with us next webinar if you would like to share, so that we can learn from our family from network. So I think at this moment I would like to summarize, just short summary of our presentation from our speaker today, from our webinar today. Firstly, thank you very much again, Mr. Oyobin, for your very insightful and opening remark and important message, and always sharing good common input to our speaker as a point motivation. Also, your experience lesson learned from Singapore. Our speaker from Malaysia, they share about the GitHub application, which is a very useful tool for teaching and learning, especially during the pandemic. You have talked about your teacher try to develop uh, this an alternative idea on teaching practice and strategy that can help teacher to deliver knowledge and for students to learn effectively online. Yeah, that is interesting and very applicable to other schools, especially in ICT. And the second topic we have learned from Mr. Usman. He talked about vocational skill enhancement for vocational, non-formal and informal learning from his school, SMK to LPPM or Majalaya, Indonesia. Would like to he mentioned some important key points, and I think this is interesting that now it's IO 4.0 era and digital era. So vocational technical education is very important in both formal and non-formal education aspect. And thank you, Mr. Usman, that you share a lot about the foundation of learning process, increasing vocational skill, formal, non-formal, informal education can be realized through the interaction or learning process. Also, learning management system, he said, would be the driving factor for enhancing the quality teaching vocational in both formal and non-formal education. And the third topic we have learned from Madame Solis. Madame Solis talked about the implementation of aquaculture curriculum. That is very interesting topic, and she has very detailed sharing, very informative, and I think that should be interesting in lesson learn, because our network, we don't have many school network who can offer the lesson learn in agriculture, and Madame Shirley is one of the potential school or partner our network who can demonstrate strong capacity sharing this topic. And I hope we can hear more from our network member who has expertise in agriculture. Beside the aquaculture, we would like to hear from hydroponic or greenhouse technology. I think our friend in Indonesia, Malaysia, and also Philippines is expertise. And the last topic that you just heard from our speaker from Cambodia, Mr. Pratyon, is talk about the Technical High School about on the school mobilization, schools of resource mobilization, how to engage the community, villager, and how to raise funds from the government, from the student to into their school. So, ladies and gentlemen, now I think Mark, and I think Dr. Ai Sung Hyun is already ready to join us in the closing remark. So again, thank you very much for your participation, and let's me invite Dr. Ai Sung Hyun, who is the director of CMO Regional Center for Technical Education Development, CMO TED, to deliver closing remarks. Dr. Ai Sung Hyun, you are invited. Now the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Mr. El Yokbin, former chair of CMOTEC's governing board meeting in 2020, I have appreciated the engagement and candor that you all have contributed to today's webinar successfully. It is the fourth SEA Vocational Technical Webinar since the establishment of SEA Vocational Technical High School Network in October 2020. Besides the webinars, we have done some online training program in cooperation with our strategic partners to our network members as school management, teachers, students, and practitioners. I would like to take the opportunity to thank Mr. El Yokbin, Chief Officer of ITE Singapore, for his meaningful opening remark, highlighting provocative inspiration and motivation for our network's members. Particular thanks are given to our eminent presenters, namely Madam Sharifano, Technical Education Lecturer from Penang Vocational College, Malaysia, Miss Farah Edina, Technical Education Student, Sipang Vocational College, Malaysia, Mr. Usman, Vocational Education Teachers, Vocational High School to Malaysia, Indonesia, Mr. Prakyon, Technical Education Teacher, Bawat General and Technical High School, Cambodia, Madam Siri Kaniti Siman, Vocational Teacher Administrator 2, Tanuan School of Fishery, the Philippines, for best practice sharing as part of a member of professional learning community. This online forum is really crucial for our members to share, to learn, and to prosper together regionally. Special thanks refer to school management, principals, vice principals, and coordinator for facilitating this webinar from the beginning until now. You are behind the scene, but you play a key role in supporting and accelerating the organizational process of the webinar. Today's webinar cannot happen without your coordination and contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, the main theme of today's webinar is school-based management practices supporting vocational instruction. School-based management means that the strategy to improve education by transforming significant decision-making authority from national to sub-national level to ensure tangible results and outcomes. Consequently, our four presenters presenting topic reflecting this main theme. To be authentic, accelerating school performance, each individual school should develop school-based management plan to increase the decision-making autonomy. Schools are forced to become more responsive to local needs through the inclusion of parents and community members on decision-making committees. Critical stakeholder engagement and participation should be done to ensure shared responsibility for students' academic achievement and outcome, not the sole responsibility of school. I hope that we learn a lot from our presenters by presenting, asking, and interacting with the audience. Knowledge will be intensified if it is used and applies to relevant users to sharpen its concept. Human capital is invested tremendously in our region in hope of high return later on. Learning step by step every day means that you save your money little by little, reserve for future usage, as specifying Indian saying that brain gain, brain drain. Drop by drop, fill the tap. Constant dropping wear the stone. I hope that the webinar's topic are applicable for your instructional work setting context, adapting to your individual need of school. Knowledge gained today should be shared to your colleagues, peers, and students to authenticate your learning. Please don't hesitate to set your action plan for applying the lesson learned into reality. Finally, I wish you all safe and healthy from the pandemic. I would like to close today's webinar now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ai Sung Hieng, for insightful and meaningful closing remark to our webinar. And I hope his message will become relevant to your practice, your implication in your school, and very good message to you. So ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you again to have the group photo session together with Dr. Oyubin, Dr. Ai Sung Hieng, honorable speaker. So please kindly turn on your camera. Okay, let me count for you. Yeah, we need all of your photos, so please turn on your camera. 1, 2, 3. Our technical team, please take picture. I count for you. 1, 2, 3. One more. Group 2. 1, 2, 3. Yes, smile. Okay. Group 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Oyubin, Dr. Ai Sung Hieng, honorable speaker, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, may I apologize if there is any unintentional mistake occurring during the pandemic, both technical problem we face, and also thank you very much for your kind participation joining with us in today's session, especially our honorable speaker from Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Philippines, and Mr. Oyubin from Singapore, Dr. Ai Sung Hieng, for sharing today's webinar successfully. So I would like to inform lastly that we will offer you the evaluation link for your evaluation form if you need certificate. And please fill your evaluation form. You can find it in the chat room. Again, thank you very much. And I announce the webinar come to the end. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye, and thank you.
Goodbye.